Ya, oke, kita lihat lagi di sini. Jaga, FC Dallas nampaknya mendapatkan terlalu terburu-buru. Di sini kita lihat lagi. Nampaknya dari Inter Miami, apakah menguasai bola, apakah masih tembakan dari Inter Miami. Oh, 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 oh. Inter Miami now serangan berbahaya di sini kita bakal 4 menit normal nampak dari Inter Miami mulai menyerang. Di sini kita lihat lagi nampak ya Inter Miami memakai jersey warna pink dan dari Dallas memakai jersey warna merah. Dan pokoknya di sini pertandingan saat ini sekali nampaknya Liga Cup dari Amerika Serikat Inter Miami. Oh, nampaknya ada Lionel Messi di sana yang mengejar bola. Jalan lagi jalannya pertandingan apakah terjadi lempar ke dalam untuk FC Dallas kan kawan. Kita lihat nampaknya tidak terjadi apa-apa. Di sini kita lihat lagi jalannya pertandingan apakah belum terjadi apa-apa kawan-kawanku. Nampaknya masih terjadi lempar ke dalam untuk FC Dallas. Ya ampun, ya ampun, ya ampun, ya ampun, ya ampun. Kita ganti slide dulu biar kalian pada bisa ngeliat gol ya kan kawan. Di menit ke 6 menit. Kita lihat. Oh, offset. Langsung saja sebentar. Kita lihat lagi apa yang terjadi. Apakah di menit ke 6 menit normal apakah terjadi offset?
Ya, tidak terjadi apa-apa, masih cukup adem ayem saja. Di sini kita lagi tengah pertandingan kawan-kawan, dan nampaknya masih bisa diciptakan oleh Lionel Messi. Nampaknya mampu menciptakan sebuah gol yang luar biasa dari Lionel Messi. Inter Miami unggul 1-0. Lionel Messi yang cukup sekali. Ya ampun, ya ampun, ya ampun, ya ampun, ya ampun, ya ampun, ya ampun. Slow saja kawan-kawanku, kita lihat lagi jalannya pertandingan. Dan kawan-kawan, kita lihat lagi jalannya pertandingan. Masih Dallas lagi. Kita lihat lagi jalannya pertandingan. Masih dikuasai bola jalannya pertandingan. Ya, tidak terjadi apa-apa. Masih cukup baik dan masih cukup imbang kawan-kawan. Cukup baik sekali loncatan dari sang kipernya. Dan kita lihat dampak dari Velasco, nampaknya tidak membuahkan hasil yang luar biasa nomor 20. Masih diamankan saja, masih 12 menit normal jalannya pertandingan. Sini kita lihat lagi. Hampir saja kita bisa melihat jalannya pertandingan.
Players are used to. It was the first taste for Lionel Messi.
Yeah, and at times, I can tell you through experience, there's going to be a blood rush to the head, and you're going to have challenges and decisions that leave you scratching your head at times because it is so hot. I just think from what we've seen 22 minutes in, the game's being played at a high level from both sides.
Two good early chances for FC Dallas within the first 5 minutes. Jesus Ferreira header just wide. Great Callender making a fantastic save on Kamungo. Jesus Ferreira putting in the rebound, but he was offside. And then 1 minute later, Lionel Messi scores his 6th goal and gives Miami a 1-0 lead. Here is Kamungo, came off Kamal Miller, shouts for a handball. Not given. Flicked on by Quignon and the Callender.
What a bad giveaway that was, though, from Inter Miami.
Robert Taylor after Jesus intervening. Jesus takes it away. Kamungo. Marco Farfan returning after missing the match against Mazatlan with muscle soreness. Hader O'Brien. Quignon Leggett. Kamungo. Into Velasco. Jesus mishits the cross. Let's go back down pitch side. Katie Witham with more on Josep Martinez.
I think the biggest question I heard passed around was, when are we going to see the old Josep Martinez? Can we get him back to the one that we remember under Tata in Atlanta United? Tata Martino told me that from the first training session he had to now, after Messi's arrival, that old Josep Martinez is back. He said, look, sometimes it comes down to who's on the other end of the pass. When it's Lionel Messi, you elevate your game. Tata even admitted himself as a player, as a 16-year-old, maybe didn't run as much to get on the end of the ball because of that. He said, if anything, Josep is a smart guy. He knows he needs to be close to Leo. He's angry. He's wasted so much time until now.
Josep Martinez with the penalty against Orlando, and assist as well on the third. A penalty that was ceded to him by Lionel Messi. Velasco serving it in over O'Brien. Clearance only as far as Alba, or rather it's Quignon from Alba. Leaves it for Leggett, now Kamunga. Farfan. Miami, Robert Taylor making a run. Messi through. Robert Taylor is in. Robert Taylor saved by Paz. And the rebound is there for Messi. Oh, he chipped Paz to far right back on his line to prevent the goal.
One of the Summer Olympics. Next summer, correct?
Correct.
You may see Robert Taylor there for Finland and running the 400 meter. Honestly, I say it joking, but I just love what Robert Taylor has done with the opportunity of playing on this team. And you've got to tip your cap to Phil Neville. He went out, he found
It's Atlanta that he went up to him and he put his hand on his forehead. He said, are you feeling okay? You're playing out of your skin. But he did say they see it in training, right? All the time from Robert Taylor. And now it has just been so consistent in Leagues Cup specifically. Leggett.
a good turn from Leggett to get out of that pressure from Busquets.
Farfan under pressure. Busquets takes it away. Messi tried to poke it around to Farfan, who was up to the task. Forward to Velasco. Velasco to O'Brien. Velasco, a chance for a second. Wow.
But look at Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba very frustrated right now with Busquets and Gomez. Because the problem right now for Inter Miami, the ball goes wide. It's the secondary runs that are causing a ton of problems for Inter Miami. It's the runs out of the midfield. It's not the ball whipped in behind the two center backs. It's in that second layer of defense, non-existent from Busquets, Arroyo, and Gomez. Well, the 25,000 just woke up in this building, didn't it?
Sure did. Quignon leveling it for the home side. Yedlin can't handle it, gives it away. For a second straight match, Miami goes up 1-0. Find themselves level 1-1. Come on, Miller's going to keep going. Diego Gomez. After the giveaway, here comes Miami. Dixon Arroyo, Sergio Busquets. Arroyo, DeAndre Yedlin. Busquets, Yedlin. Broken up. Velasco, O'Brien towards Ferreira. Foul given against Miami.
As much as we want to applaud what Velasco is doing with the ball at his feet, he is shadowing Busquets defensively. He was exhausted coming off the field. You saw him hands over his knees. Some of that's the heat, but Busquets has had very few times to impact the game. Yes, the goal happens because he bypasses the line. There was no pressure on him. I get that, but he's also given the ball away 4 or 5 times that you're not used to seeing, and a lot of that is just Velasco being in the right spot, shadowing him and putting pressure on him immediately when he has possession.
Martin Paz into the feet of Ferreira. Tries to flick it on to Velasco. Yedlin there for Miami. Quickly forward to Messi, trying to turn around to Farad, who does well to poke it away. Busquets into Messi. Messi through. Diego Gomez! That was blocked by Jesus, or was it not? It was just missed by Gomez.
Ridiculous from Sergio Busquets. Absolutely ridiculous. Eyes on the back of his head. Nobody sees this ball to Messi except he does. And just that little ball now allows Diego Gomez to get into that little space. Maybe a little bit more composure and a better first touch, and it's 2-2.
Jet and Jesus run into each other, then tumble over each other. Miami didn't think that was a foul, but Cesar Ramos did. Experienced referee Cesar Ramos in charge of the semifinal at this most recent World Cup, France and Morocco. 39-year-old from Mexico has been the center ref for 7 matches in the past 2 World Cups combined. Velasco. Sebastian Lletget. And he put it wide.
He's just got a great sense of timing. He was second last year in the MLS Next Pro Golden Boot with 16 goals with North Texas. But this is where Jordi Alba's defending the back post, and he loses his side of this run from Kamungo. He looks around, asking, where does that run come from? Real good sense of timing from Kamungo on that back post.
Now has 4 goals and 2 assists in his last 8 games, all competitions. He's becoming a must-start player for Nico Estevez.
Yeah, but look at how different the high line of pressure is from FC Dallas. They cannot, Inter Miami, play into Busquets.
Oh, what a tackle.
Velasco.
Busquets is still down. Dallas coming forward. Velasco tries to get it to Kamungo. It's broken up. Ferreira. Farfan. Farfan floating at Ferreira! Missed again. That's the second chance he's had off his head. And he's been unable to put either on goal. Taylor. Diego Gomez, Lionel Messi. Robert Taylor. Jordi Alba. Back to Taylor. Gomez floating it towards Taylor. Jesus right there for Dallas. Gomez gets it over to Alba. Jordi Alba plenty of time. Cutting it back towards Messi. Busquets! And over.
We'll go back to that initial opportunity, the third one for Ferreira to change this game on, because he's had to do it on both sides. He's had to make sure that Busquets has had very little impact. And right when that ball was given away from Robert Taylor, you see Kryvtsov get off the bench. He's going to be coming into this game. They need his legs. They felt tonight that Gomez could come in. He's been going out. Effective with his energy. And I think range coming off the bench. We're going to find out about the 61st minute here.
The 18-year-old homegrown from Key Biscayne, Florida. Looks like he'll be Tata Martino's first change of this match.
And I think as the game progresses even more so, you may want to bring in Campana, who's way more dangerous in the air. He can play more as a target. Maybe look for second balls at times.
Ansa, blocked by Kryvtsov. And then Yedlin just brings down Farfan. Dallas will have a set piece.
And we thought it'd be an interesting night for Marco Farfan, the former Portland Timbers Academy player. It's just difficult when you play as a left back against the opposition, where Messi's playing as the right attacker, because he's going to float.
For 4 months, brought back to the Inter Miami Academy, eventually signed as a homegrown and considered to be probably the jewel of that academy. Jordi Alba, who played him the ball, he was cut from the Barcelona Academy, went to Valencia, made it to the first team at Valencia, then of course signed by Barcelona, where he had such a sensational career. Parallel paths, creating that goal for Inter Miami.
Wait, so you're saying you can have success after failure?
Good lesson, isn't it?
It is. Maybe the younger generation that's listening could do this. Great examples, isn't it?
Yeah. Really is.
What a game. Dear Lord, 67 minutes, and I feel like this one is far from over from both teams.
Robert Taylor. Back to Arroyo, flicking it towards Alba. Jesus sending it clear. Busquets on it into Josep Martinez. Cesar Ramos says no foul. Goal counted as 4-2, and how frustrating is that got to be for Robert Taylor, who makes that long recovery run to try to even the numbers. If he doesn't get on that ball, it's almost a sitter for Jesus Ferreira.
Yeah, but on the other hand, for Tata Martino, you play until the whistle's blown. No foul called on Josep Martinez, and you allowed Velasco to run 75 yards with no pressure on him.
What a game tonight. 3 goals in 5 minutes, and FC Dallas has their 2-goal lead back.
But this is what Tata Martino's all about. Being ball dominant, use spacing, go for it, take risks with your fullbacks being so far up the field, but you are leaving yourself extremely vulnerable on the counter. And you're asking a lot of Miller and Kryvtsov in those opportunities. The key here is, and it goes against a little bit of what he wants to do, but I've always been a believer, if the ball's on one side of the field, the opposite fullback needs to retreat a little bit more. Tonight, we haven't seen a ton of that. If Alba and Yedlin are both high up the field, you're asking your 2 center backs to play 2-on-2. I think that plays into the hands of FC Dallas. I said it in the pregame, and I think it's played out that way.
Again, Cesar Ramos tells Josep Martinez to get up. Arroyo, a heavy touch, wants a throw, he gets it. And the hydration break now in the second half on this warm, hot Dallas Sunday night. Down pitch side, Arcady with him, who chatted with Dallas head coach Nico Estevez.
He told me so far here in this second half, he's really loved what he's seen from his team in terms of how aggressive they're being.
And Josep Martinez leaving.
Inter Miami will go to 3 in the back. Arroyo will play as the right center back. Kryvtsov in the middle. Kamal Miller as the left center back. So now this is all about trying to get Kambana occupying the 2 center backs from FC Dallas. Get the ball wide, whip it in. Robbie Robinson will play on the left side of Kambana. Messi on the right. You've got Robert Taylor probably playing as a wingback. Jordi Alba playing as the wingback. This is the next evolution where if you ask me the opening game of Messi in MLS, I think it's going to be 3 in the back. I think if Tata Martino gets his way, they don't advance tonight, they get themselves some training time, it would not surprise me if this is the tactical setup that Tata Martino wants with this group.
Why does that suit this group and Lionel Messi better?
Because it tells Jordi Alba, listen, you're not going to defend anyway, so keep going, play as a wingback. If you're going to play DeAndre Yedlin or Robert Taylor in that spot, same thing. Arroyo doesn't go forward anyway, so he's already playing in that natural position. But it's the best way to try to get the best collection of players on the field at the same time.
Amakal, Velasco, Ansah. Eugene Ansah. Velasco from distance and over.
I think Velasco may have to come out here.
That comes up limping. And Giovanni Jesus is sitting down as well. That will be one of the changes. Ima Tumasi will enter for Giovanni Jesus at right back. And Alan Velasco will come off for Siki and Samuel.
Leading the match is number 2, Giovanni Jesus, and number 20, Alan Velasco. Dos cambios por el FC Dallas en minuto 77. Entra el jugador número 22, Ima Tumasi, y sale el jugador número 2, Giovanni Jesus. También entra el jugador número 16.
5 changes now tonight from Nico Estevez. He has used all of his substitutions. A hot night in Dallas at kickoff, over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, about 40 degrees Celsius. And Dallas lead 4-2. Miami trailing tonight for the first time with Lionel Messi on their roster. Scored in the 6th minute. At that point, maybe you thought the script would be the same as it has been in the first 3, really the first 2 starts for Lionel Messi in Miami. It has not been.
Now, this has been more of the Cruz Azul game where they just give up a ton of chances. They've given the ball away way more than what we saw against Orlando City and Atlanta.
Sergio Busquets took that in a place that's going to force him to take a minute to be able to come back into this game. Still in some pain. Jordi Alba. Masi called for the foul. Miami has a set piece. And Amin Kramaski. Sergio Busquets. Jordi Alba. Robbie Robinson. Another moment in a career that has surpassed all others.
I mean, no goalkeeper in the world is getting a hand on that. I love this, though. Immediately, he's like, wait, hold on a minute. It's 4-4. Let's win this game now. We've got the momentum. We've stolen the game from FC Dallas. Let's finish this thing off.
And we've seen that from him in these 4 games. We can say it now as he points to the sky for his grandmother Celia, as he does after every goal he scored in his career. He is here to win. He is not here for a vacation.